Good morning, good morning, good morning, good evening, or good afternoon. We are coming in live with a little podcast episode. We're going to keep this nice and short. So if you're coming into this one live, guys, you know what to do. Get down there in the comments and let us know you're here. Let us know you're loving and living. And we're going to be starting this one in literally 2 minutes. So if you're coming into this one live, guys, let us know. I want to be able to help. I want to be able to sort you guys out. And this is going to be a very quick one on a question that we just literally got just now or over the weekend from one of our clients. And I thought it's a question that's worth educating about to the entire academy and beyond. So if you want to come in and watch this one, scoop it up, get the deets. I'm here for you. How was your weekend, guys? Did you kill it? Did you get a session in? I'm smelling a bit stinky because I'm still sweating it up from the gym session that I just did. Taking part in 75 Hard has been a real good refresher, and I tell you what, my spirits are super high. Hello, Kylie. Hello, Jazzy. How are you, girls? Good to have your company in here. The ladies are coming in for some love. Guys, we're starting in 1 minute. Hey, JJ, what's going on? Killing it. I love that. You know what? When the Aussies are killing it in the middle of winter, that's a good thing, bro, because, look, there is such a thing as what's it called? Like sunlight, no sunlight depression. And, dude, I feel it hardcore. So I'm feeling where you guys are at in the middle of winter at the moment. And we're starting to hit summer here, so it's starting to get really, really nice. So, guys, 10 seconds, and we are ready to rock. Stevie boy! Guys, I'm going to call him out. Steve Hopley has been telling me for a year and a half that he's going to jump on the podcast with me. After everything he's crushed in his life, we still haven't done it, Steve. What are we waiting for? Who would like to hear from Mr. Steve Hopley, one of the world's best educators? Who would like to hear from him in the podcast? I reckon we all would, right? Hello, Tez. How are you, mate? So get in the comments and let us know if you want to hear Hoppers on the podcast. Hello, Kel. Hello, Lozzie. What's going on, girls? I hope you're good. Good morning, Dazza. What's going on, brother? All right, I'm going to bring the Instagram crew in, and I think we will be ready to rock and roll. So, guys, let's get stuck into this. On the count of 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Welcome back to the Better Body Academy podcast. This is the podcast that you come to when you're just sick of those dumb diets, unsustainable workout programs. You're ready to have a real life approach to your transformation. And I've got a question, and this question has come from one of our great clients. She's coming to the end of her challenge at the moment. Her name is the lovely Susie Hines. And she asked a really, really great question. And here's the thing, right? I think that the chances of you doing something that you are meant to do to get healthier or to help you lose weight, it's always going to be a little bit easier to do if you know the reason why you're doing it, right? Well, that makes sense. If you don't know the reason why you're doing something, then it's a bit hard to have conviction in actually doing it. And likewise, if you have a strong conviction of you know something works, and I'll give you an example. If you know that tracking nutrition actually works, because it does, if you understand how it works, then you're more likely to follow through. Even if you hate doing it. Doing 75 Hard right now, I hate tracking my nutrition, but I'm doing it because I know it works, and I hate being the same, less than or more than I hate tracking my nutrition. So I'm going to read the question out to you guys. It's a great question. I am struggling to drink enough water. It almost makes me feel sick. Can you give me some information about the science behind drinking this much water, please? Maybe understanding it better will help me get my head around it. So give me a silent head nod if you agree. You're kind of like not that vibey on water. You're like kind of like it's boring, right? And I totally get it. So I'm going to give you the reasons why it's important if you want to change your body, all right? There's a ton of things that people put out there. One of the ones is like, water massively increases your metabolism. Look, if you drink some cold water, because of the fact that the cold water needs to be heated up in order for your body to actually use it properly, then yeah, sure, a little bit of temporary improvement in your metabolism. But all of these like detoxification and all this crap that you hear about why, I would be like you. If I thought that that was the reason or the projected reason on why you should drink water, of course that's not going to help. It's nothing to do with that. I'm going to give you the simple 2 or 3 reasons why drinking water helps. And now you might ask, well, how much water should I be drinking? I'd say probably more than you are now. In fact, if you're feeling dry in the mouth, you are already probably 5 to 10% dehydrated. And feeling dry in the mouth is a lagging measure of your hydration status. And I'm going to tell you guys, like, I'm the worst at this. I drink about like 5 of these a day, instant coffees. And for those of you that are wondering, well, hang on, like, does coffee count? I'm certainly of the opinion, and a lot of people are in this space, that coffee does count if it's particularly if it's water-based coffee as opposed to milk-based coffee. The reason that it counts is because the hydration effect of drinking a cup of water with coffee in it is stronger than the diuretic effect of that. Does that make sense? So in terms of the net water balance coming in, it is good. Where it becomes a problem is when it's a whole lot of additional fluid like milk, for example, particularly full fat milk. But I want to just give it to you straight up. Number one is that water sensitizes you to the fact that you're hydrated and not hungry. So many of us, and particularly when we're carrying extra weight, our appetite and satiety, which means fullness, signals are out of whack. This has been proven time and time again in studies where they've taken overweight people and they've shown that overweight people typically get more hungrier, right? And this is partly to do with some issues around insulin and other hormones, but the basics of it that you need to know is that when you drink lots of water, it sensitizes you. In other words, it hydrates you, as opposed to you thinking, I'm hungry, I need to eat, when actually you're not hungry, you're actually just dehydrated. So that's the first reason. If you're not feeling hungry and not constantly eating a bunch of food when you're actually hydrated and you're drinking water instead, which contains no calories, then the absolute intake of calories over the course of your day obviously comes down, which is the second part. It suppresses your appetite. Not just for the sensitivity of the hormonal part of it, but the fact that you've got volume in your stomach. Now, I did this yesterday. I was going to a kid's birthday, really exciting 3-year-old birthday. It was the worst. Anyway, what I did right before I left was, this is a 1.2 litre water bottle. I knew that there was just going to be a bunch of like hot dogs and fried chicken at that birthday party. And like, to be honest, we're only going to the party for an hour and a half, 2 hours. I knew that that was going to be there, and I didn't really want to be tempted to eat it. So I sculled literally a bottle of this. I was so full for the first half an hour that just like looking at food didn't really help. So the volume of the water sitting in your gut obviously fills you up. Now, they're the first 2 reasons. The third reason, and the main game changer, is that when you are drinking water, you are not drinking beverages that contain calories. It's very simple. Now, I'll go back to myself. I'm doing 75 hard right now, and as part of 75 hard, you've got to drink, one of the deals is you've got to drink a gallon of water, which is about 4 liters of water a day. So for me, that's 4 of these bottles, okay? Normally, I would have probably, it's a bit embarrassing to be honest, half a liter of water, and I would drink 5 of these, right? But the difference between perhaps myself and a lot of other people is I'm drinking instant coffee with 50 mils of 1% milk. It contains about 30 calories. So even though it's not as good a choice as water, if I'm drinking 5 5 of these cups of coffee over the course of a day, the total calories for me is going to be 5 times 30 calories a mug, which is 150 calories. I'm burning about 2,800 to 3,000 calories a day. So 150 calories is a drop in the ocean. So the question is for you, if you're not drinking instant coffee and you're not drinking water or some of the other good hydration options, what are you drinking? More often than not, it's going to be something that contains a bunch of either sugar or fat. It's going to contain a bunch of fat if it's dairy-based and it's full cream, as in you go into Starbucks or you go into your local cafe and you're having 4% milk. It's going to contain that one coffee that you're having, that 12-ounce kind of latte, is going to contain about 200 calories. Okay, and if you're doing that 2 or 3 times a day, that's 4 to 600 calories. That's a quarter of your daily calorie deficit intake target. You're just making it really, really difficult when you're drinking your fluids. If, on the other hand, it's a bunch of sugar that's coming in, it's coming in by way of, Cokes and sodas. Everyone thinks of that. But the things they don't think about is things like cordial, juices, okay? These are the 2 biggest culprits. And then you start to find out when you start to track your nutrition that even things that aren't necessarily sweet, like tonic water, are actually chocked with calories. A can of tonic water, you're looking at about 150 to 200 calories, which is strange because it still feels and tastes bitter, right? So the big thing that drinking water does is almost pushes out your consumption of these other calorie-laden fluids, and then it suppresses your appetite through sensitizing the fact that you're hydrating, and number 2, suppressing your appetite because it's volume in your gut. So a better way to approach this is, if you don't love water, and we've got Trav saying water isn't just water either though. Do you want to explain what you mean by that, Trav? So, if you're going down the line of like tap water versus bottled water, look, there's like levels to this, okay? Would you be better to have, bottled water? Yes, I guess you would be. I mean, but do you want to be like going down that line? Like this, like, tap water, you can't watch out for tap water. What a hunk of shit, right? Just drink water. Worry about that. Get your fat off your body first before you worry about the toxicity of your water. If you live in a country like Australia, New Zealand, the UK, Canada, your water's going to be fine, right? Okay, so let's talk about finally some alternate options if water kind of makes you a bit sick or you don't really like it. What can you do? The simplest thing that I've been doing for 75 hard, taking my bottle of water and getting an electrolyte powder, right? And just huffing it and tipping the electrolyte powder in there. And so 1 sachet between 2 bottles is perfect. So I go through 2 sachets a day. It costs like hardly anything and it makes it taste really, really good. You can do infuse your water with, fruits or vegetables, particularly if they're like really low calorie stuff like lemon or mint, for example, not added sugar stuff. You can certainly have some herbal teas, either cold or hot. Just read the label on the tea bag or the tea bag box and just make sure that it's not a bunch of, crazy fucking additives in sugar that's been added into it. And then you can start to go up to low calorie beverages. So something like coconut water, even though it's going to contain probably 50 calories in 250 mils, right? It's still calories that you're bringing in. It's a far better choice than full cream dairy or a cordial or a juice or something like that. So hopefully that was a complete enough answer that gave you the value that you needed. Look, drink water. Susie's come into the podcast. This is really good. Just like flavor up your water in any way you want. But there's, like, I'm telling you, and I know this like straight up, from doing this 75 hard challenge, it's hard to get your intake up unless you're proactive about it. Unless you've got a bloody bottle on your desk and you're constantly reminding yourself to do it. And maybe rather than swigging it in big bunches like we tend to do, instead you can just set a repeating alarm on your phone that says every 30 or 60 minutes, it just says drink water. And once you've created that habit, it becomes somewhat automatic now. I thought that I was no chance of being... I thought this was literally going to be the toughest thing about 75 Hard was drinking this much water. Now I'm getting to the point where I've downed 4 litres by midday. So very doable. It's just one of those habits you need to install. That's been the Better Body Academy podcast, coming to you for a Sunday morning. Yeah, it's Sunday afternoon for me. Monday morning for you guys. I hope you're having a beautiful start to the day. Get some gym sessions in. Let's get started on this week. Don't define your whole week by your Monday. Get out, start making your deposits now, Wolves and Warriors. I'll see you through the week. Peace.